Hey guys, welcome to High Point, round 3 of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship. Face coverings must be worn while in the staging area, mechanics area, and starting line. If you are fully vaccinated, you are not required to wear a face covering. Guys, we will be using the honor system, so please, if you're not fully vaccinated, please wear your face coverings in those areas only. Practice colors this week: A is black, B is green. As always, the wheels on the ground flag will be displayed for the first lap of free practice so that you know where they'll be located. Please no jumping and no passing anytime these flags are waving. Also, we will have our red and white flashing lights set up as well. These lights will be located at Section 4, Section 16, Section 20, Section 28, and Section 29, and the finish line of the 2021 High Point track map. Remember, anytime those lights and flags are waving or on, please no jumping and no passing. The top 36 riders will advance from time practice to the afternoon motos. We will have a consolation race to determine the final 4 spots. Riders that are in positions 37 through 76 are eligible for the consolation race. Riders in positions 77 and on will not be in the consolation race. Before the start of the second time qualifying session, we will give each group 5 minutes to do practice starts. After the 5 minutes have expired, we will release you to continue on to the rest of the track for your final 15-minute time qualifying session. During tech inspection today, you were given a schedule. On the back of the schedule were the staging times for the 4 afternoon motos. A horn will signal the opening of the waiting zone. Once the horn sounds, you have 10 minutes to get your bike into the waiting zone. After 10 minutes, we'll start loading the gate. If your bike isn't there by the time we start loading the gate, you'll give up your spot and you will pick last. As always, we'll have a clock at the entrance to the staging area. Remember, anytime you're out on the racetrack, you must have the eject system properly installed in your helmet. You will not be permitted to race or go out for time qualifying if it's not in there. If you forget your eject, you must leave your bike in the signal or waiting zone and run up to your truck and get it. Remember, once your bike is in the waiting area, you cannot leave to go back to the pits to get your eject. So please do yourselves a favor and make sure you have the eject properly installed in your helmet. As always, at the starting line, it's the rider, the motorcycle, and 1 mechanic only. No other persons or crew are permitted. Please make sure you're wearing your face covering unless you're fully vaccinated. Once you pick your starting gate, you're not allowed to switch gates with another rider. Violators may forfeit their gate selection and pick last, or they may not be allowed to race at all. We will do sighting laps for the 2 afternoon motos. The sighting lap is optional. For the first moto sight laps, we'll send out the top riders and points before the rest of the group. In the 250 class, we will send out Caleb Russell, followed by RJ Hampshire, Garrett Marchbanks, Hunter Lawrence, Justin Cooper, then Jet Lawrence. About 15 to 20 seconds after Jet, we'll send the rest of the 250 field. In the 450 class, we'll send out Eli Tomac, followed by Chase Sexton, Justin Barsha, Aaron Plessinger, Dylan Ferrandis, then Ken Roxon. Again, 15-20 seconds after Ken goes, we'll send the rest of the 450 field. Remember, there will be no sight lap for the consolation race. We'll load the gate as quickly as possible to start the race. We will not pull up loading of the gate if you are not there. If you are having a problem with your motorcycle on the starting line, you must push your bike behind the backrest and make repairs there so you not to interfere with the riders to your left or to your right. Once the 30 boards up, we can't stop, and if you're having a problem, please push your bike behind the rear tire restraint. Remember, we will use alternates in the both afternoon motos, so if you're in position 5th through 9th in the consolation race, please make sure you're dressed and down at the staging area, and if there's an open spot, we will use you. As always, the official track markers are the yellow markers. It is very important that you stay within these yellow markers. If we see you cutting the track, you will be subject to a penalty. It's just very important that you stay within these markers. The track is plenty wide, and it is your responsibility to stay within those. If you choose to go beyond the yellow markers and official or flagger reports it, again, you'll be subject to a penalty. Penalties can range from warning to loss of fast lap to loss of position, loss of points, ultimately a black flag. It's really simple. Stay on the course. Should you find yourself off the marked race course for any reason, you must re-enter the racetrack at the safest point possible without gaining an advantage. Please do not race down the water truck lanes. Remember, there are a lot of people on the sides of the track, and we don't want anybody to get injured. The official finish line is the location of the timing and scoring loop and not the finish line structure. We will mark the location of the finish line loop with 2 markers. Please do not take a victory lap if you win. This race is live, and it's important that we get you to the podium as quickly as possible to get your TV interviews in. Should TV request additional riders, please go to the podium. TV will do as best they can to get you your interview in as quickly as possible, so that you can either get ready for your second motos or so you can pack up and head towards Redmond. As always, top 3 bikes from each moto must be taken immediately to impound after the second moto. If you finish in the top 3 in the first moto and you pull off the racetrack for whatever reason in the second moto, it is still your responsibility to make sure your bike shows up to impound. Failure to do so is subject to a penalty. Remember, as always, long sleeves are required and cannot be rolled up for 3/4 lengths. Staging will go down the line and make sure that your sleeves are rolled down. As always, please use the designated entrance and exit into the signal area. Please do not ride your bike or please do not ride your motorcycle in the infield or any place where spectators may be located. Same with the pit vehicles. Pit vehicles are a privilege. Please keep the vehicles in the paddock. If we catch you outside the paddock, you're subject to lose that privilege. The signal area is for working mechanics with either a signal pass sticker or a signal pass or a signal hard card. All others, please do not go to the signal area. Again, if you're this area is mandatory mask unless you are fully vaccinated. Should you have any track concerns, please let me know. If you can't find me, ask someone in a blue MX Sports shirt, and I will meet you at the MX Sports Semi to go over any concerns that you may have. Guys, it's imperative that you please return your transponders at the end of the event. We will have people at track exit to remove them, but ultimately it is your responsibility to make sure we have them at the end of the event. Failure to do so will result in a fine. As a condition of obtaining an AMA Pro Racing Motocross license, every rider signed a consent to doping control, agreeing to comply with the rules and regulations of the MX Sports Pro Racing Substance Abuse Policy and authorizing USADA to conduct drug and anti-doping testing. Information regarding the MX Sports Pro Racing rules can be found on our website. Every rider is responsible to know these rules and make themselves aware of the requirements to obtain a therapeutic use exemption in the event that they are taking any medication. Guys, it's everything that I have. There is a chance that we will have some rain tonight. Should any schedule changes be made, we will post them at the posting board at the MX Sports Semi. And chapel service tomorrow at 7:30 at the MX Sports Semi with Jake Veneta. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, riders, mechanics. Have a great event, and we'll see you tomorrow.